good here, okay. What's up, y'all? Moisted. And despite what any old asshole on the internet tells you, trainers are pretty much here to stay with in the Balisong community. God, I really hate that term, Balisong community. It sounds so like Sesame Street-ish or whatever. I get it's supposed to be like a positive thing. It just sounds so lame. Anyways, trainers are here to stay, you know. And you can have whatever critiques you want about trainers and the people flip them, but the one thing about trainers that I actually do like, besides the fact that you could, you know, flip without cutting yourself, is they're not trying to lie. Like, you could tell this is a trainer blade. There's holes in the blade, you know. If you see something like this in a video or something, you pretty much can assume that this isn't sharp and that the person flipping it is not in any danger of cutting themselves, which is okay. And you could just enjoy the knife, the flipping as, as like someone trying to practice, you know, for the pure manipulation of it. Yeah, that would have cut me. However, when it comes to live blades, what people don't remember, well, some people don't like to think about, and some people like to forget, is that knives can get dull. And if you have your knife and you play with and you flip it every day and you're dropping it constantly, it will get a little dull. And that's kind of expected, you know. And that's okay. However, like, you know, unless you're really trying to, you know, if it's like a flipping competition or something, you really shouldn't be flipping dull. Like, you know, you'll get called out for that shit. Fucking shit. However, there's people, you know, who'll just be like, you're a little bitch if you don't, you know, flip like this, and then they shave, like, all their arm hair off, and then proceed to, like, throw a triple aerial neck catch or something stupid like that, you know? As a flex. But in reality, in my personal opinion, I feel like as long as it functions as a knife, sharpness-wise, you're good to go. Not everyone can sharpen knives. I mean, you should know how to. That's like a very, very good skill to have. But, like, you know, not everyone can get to that impressive hair shaving sharp. Come on. But I feel like, for me personally, I want all my Balisongs, even the beat ones, to be good enough to carry for work. Essentially, at the end of the day, if there's an emergency, or like if someone's like, hey, I need, you know, okay, do you have a knife that I could, like, or like, can you cut this open for me, like a piece of plastic or a box? If my and you know, if I use my Balisong and it can cut open a box or cut paper, basically do its job as a regular old knife, then I feel like I am comfortable flipping it. Like, I am comfortable knowing that this is sharp enough to flip. You want to flip sharp if you are flipping a knife, like a, you know, real knife, because it will not tear your skin. See, I got this earlier today, flipping my Basilisk, and I didn't even feel it because it was so sharp. I just saw it and go, oh, I guess I fucked up. This, let me see, focus. This I got from my Alpha Beast, which I haven't sharpened in a little bit. And it tore my pinky open. The thing is, if you flip a knife and it's a little bit dull, you won't get cut from minor like mistakes. You know, if a dull edge nudges your skin a little bit, you won't get a cut. But if you fuck up real bad on a dull edge, yeah, it will actually hurt a lot, and it will take a longer time to heal. A lot of work-related accidents when it comes to knives, like in the kitchen, are usually from dull blades, weirdly enough, because it's harder to control. When you're slicing something with a sharp blade, it should be going through it, with minimal sawing. It should be able to go through whatever softer material with ease. But if it's dull, it'll slip around, and the harder it is to control a knife, the more likely you'll get cut. And since the edge is also dull, when it does cut you, it tears. It doesn't slice, it tears. So, when I sharpen things, I usually use like a tri-stone. I have a tri-stone at work where it's 3 different grits. Let me see if I can. Basically, sorry, y'all. We could cut paper. It's sharp enough to cut paper. You're good to go to flip. My opinion. I mean, a lot of flippers understand that if you have a beater that you drop on the ground every fucking day, you know, that happens, and then your edge won't be as sharp. But, you know, I feel like if you're gonna collect knives, you should also know how to sharpen things. And it's okay if you let your knives get a little dull, but the more often you sharpen, the easier it is to sharpen, you know. Something. It's really easy to sharpen a blade that has a slightly rolled edge over something that's like completely chipped and fucked, you know what I mean? So, fucking shit. God, this thing's so pokey. Still has this tip. This Basilex tip is like still fucking me up. I've been dropping this all the time. I've seen people with broken tips on Basilex after like 2 hours of flipping, but you know, I guess I've been really careful with this thing. What was I gonna say? So yeah. I guess. Yeah, and I guess one other little throwaway tip before I go is that the steel of your knife will definitely matters when it comes to sharpening. I believe this is 154 cm, and most Blade BRS knives are 154 cm. They hold their edge pretty well. They don't rust that easily, and the best thing about them is that they are relatively easy to sharpen. Like, you kind of have to know what you're doing and have a little bit of patience, but you will get a edge that you will regret at some point when you're flipping from them, you know? The steels I have the most problems with, were D2 and S30V. See, my mini grip. Yeah, my mini Griptilian is S30V. I fucking hate sharpening this thing, to a point where I'm probably going to send it back to Benchmade at some point and just get a new blade, honestly. But yeah, no, usually if your knife gets duller, like the softer the steel, the easier it is to sharpen. So, like some of those clones, that's like some garbage steel. but you can sharpen it to scary sharp relatively easily. So if you're like, you want to practice on something that isn't a fucking expensive ass knife, that's a good way to go. Fucking shit. I hate you. I hate you so much. But yeah. Yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah. Y'all stay sharp and, you know, flip sharp and, stay sharp and, blah, 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 blah. Y'all stay sharp.